guys, just coming to another video. I'm sorry it's been so long. I've been busy with school and stuff like that. So today here we're in the F2 Saber. Now I did a video almost a month ago now about the Hunter, and I've just always felt like the F2 is the better plane, despite the fact that I've been flying the Hunter a lot more. It's just more maneuverable and it's just as fast. So some of the differences between the two are the Hunter is a little bit faster and it can maintain its top speed a little bit better, but in a shallow dive the F2 will beat it. And the F2 has an all-flying tail, which means that at slower speeds, or even maybe at higher speeds, the entire tail will pull up instead of just the very small portion of the elevator. It's the entire tail surface that's pulling you up. So at slow speeds, that'll help you keep in a turn a lot tighter. It gives you a huge advantage at low speeds. Now, the guns on the F2 don't spark as much, nearly as much as the 30mm Aidens do, but they don't seem to do as much damage. I've only been flying it for a couple days, but I feel like I get more hits, and I can tell when it's the armor-piercing round versus the fragmentation round. The fragmentation round usually ends things in one hit, whereas the AP round won't. You'll just get a hit marker pop up because it's got no explosive filler in it. So you're going to see some examples of why the all-flying tail is very useful in this game a little bit later. Well, this thing compared to like a MiG-17, or even a 15, this is a very good plane. It's faster. It's just as fast, not quite as fast as the 17, but it can fight. It's very good at defensive flying because of its insanely high roll rate. You can use that roll rate to get almost anybody to overshoot. That combined with your air brake and your flaps, and I mean, it'll definitely come down to if the pilot behind you knows what he's doing, but you can have some pretty good fights in this thing. It's not like the Hunter where as soon as you're slow, you're dead. If this thing gets slow, it can still force overshoots on even more maneuverable aircraft because it can stay out of the way of the guns, and it can slow down really well with its air brakes. So I chose this replay not because of what's happening now, but because of what's going to happen later. I'm going to have to do a cut to it. But right now I'm running down an IL-28, and I'm really just doing this because this is one of the games I flew earlier in the day, to get used to the guns, because I've been flying the Hunter a lot. So what I have on is I've got stealth with 800 meters vertical targeting, because I have the Synergy jets not to lead nearly enough, and you're gonna see that right away. That one was just me really firing too late. I didn't really have a gun solution on, so I'm gonna flop over on him. This thing is very good in the vertical as well. It doesn't have the energy retention that the Hunter does, but if you've got the energy advantage, it'll definitely beat things. So there I took that IL-28 down with that quick burst, and now there's not very many of us left on our team. I believe it's me, the Venom over here, the Panther in front of me, and a B-57. So there's the CL chasing down the F-9F, and the CL is just, I'm trying to distract, I want to get that CL's attention so that so that he doesn't strafe out our F-9F on the runway. Basically, the reasoning for that is, well, I don't want to be... There's two Tu-4s left, so, I mean, it's probably going to be my job to go and kill them, and I really don't want to, so... If someone else is alive, maybe they can do it or something. But I don't have very much ammo left at this point. I think about 120 rounds in each gun. Yeah, I'd actually had less than that, but... The CL's coming at me, so I'll put up a quick burst into him. Got a hit, which hit his oil, and now I'm really low. I think I had 40 rounds in each gun, or each set of guns, since you can fire the top and bottom guns separately on the F2 if you have a split trigger setup, which I do. So I usually conserve ammo that way, but in head-ons and stuff I'll just fire all the guns because I want to put my best chance of getting hit in. So now the CL tries to run away, but my guess was that I was on a higher energy state, being that I had altitude and I was pulling on him to him as a dive. So now I start to run down the CL. He's got the initial on me because I had to turn around and he didn't. Right there I contemplated braking, but I decided not to because I didn't want him to turn around and strafe us all on the runway. Now I'm going to cut in because I know he's leaking something. oil and fuel was what my guess is. So I want to make sure he can't get back to his airfield, so that if he tries to run away for the rest of the game, his engine will inevitably die, or he will run out of fuel, or something like that. Right now he's shooting down the AI Venoms, which slowed him down quite a lot. You can see, it pulled it in from 4 kilometers to 2 kilometers distance. So now I definitely have the speed advantage, but I don't want to pull towards him. I'm actually going to keep pulling to his left, because my goal is not to engage him per se in a one-on-one, but my goal is to just keep him away from his runway as long as I can, let his engine overheat and die, or let him run out of fuel. Because those are really my options at this point. If I have to engage him on a one-on-one, I shouldn't have an issue with it because his plane is damaged. However, I didn't realize this at the time, but literally the only thing damaged on it is the fuel tank. He has no damage whatsoever other than that. Now, I heard the other jet noises and saw on my map that there was other jets around, but they're just those weird AI that like to fly around doing absolutely nothing. So now he starts to pull in, and he wants to get to his runway. So I miss this, so then I pull it into the vertical so I can convert my speed into altitude, and then convert my altitude back into speed by diving on him. But he pulls back into me, and I know I'm going to have the turn on him here, but I didn't quite get it, so I roll out of that really quickly. You can see the roll rate on this thing. And now we're in an engagement. There's no way I can safely disengage, so I'm not going to. Here I pop my combat flaps and try to avoid pulling in front of his guns, so I roll out of that as I can see he'd get guns on if I didn't. Now that puts him in a stall above me, so now I want to pull up because I had the higher speed coming into this, but I lost a lot of speed already. And now I'm just trying to get him to force an overshoot as I'd screwed up and he wound up behind me. So I'm going into the vertical, 100% throttle, landing flaps are out now, just trying not to let him get guns on. Now, I didn't have as big of a speed advantage as I thought when I started this, so now that puts me in a bad situation here. You can see I'm going to roll right near his guns. I won't pull in front of his guns, but that puts me down. Now I'm on 0% throttle and air brakes, and he puts a little bit of a hit into there to me, does nothing. So now I'm just trying to get him to force an overshoot. I roll around and underneath him. He tries to follow through, which then puts us in a, well, horizontal turning until the death. It's pretty much what's going to happen from here on out. But I lost more energy than him in that stall. So now he's got the huge advantage in this. So I'm going to try and do yo-yos, which is not something I'm very good at. And it's just the best way to do this. So you can see I'm doing them here. I'm going up, popping my flaps and rolling back down. If I was doing this properly, I am actually gaining distance on him. However, I should be going up more, in a more of an up action than stalling out at the top and pulling down, as opposed to what I'm doing is kind of going up, losing some speed, going down, gaining it, turning in. Because if I was doing it more dramatically, I'd get a much tighter turning circle, because I would maintain my energy at a much higher state. As you can see, I am getting the turn on him just a little bit, and I can keep this up, and I will eventually end up with guns on. And now he gets a little way as I go up. I'm going to pull back in on him and gain everything I lost going up. However, our friend in the Panther isn't going to let this one-on-one end as a one-on-one. He wants to end it as a two-on-two. Or a two-on-one, sorry. But I know that if this had gone on long enough, I probably would have been able to get the turn in on him. However, he disengages, which is a smart thing to do. I don't understand how the Panther did not manage to kill him. So he breaks, I pull around. I know if he tries to run away, I'll be able to catch him at some point. Hopefully, even though he's a CL, so he's a bit faster. But the Panther's got a lot of energy on both of us because he's been flying full throttle from the runway. So now I'm going to chase down the CL. The CL is trying to now evade the Panther. The CL pulls up after the Panther to avoid his guns, which puts him in a stall right in front of me. At this point, I don't have almost any ammunition. That one takes out almost everything, and that one finishes him. Now, that was a pretty good fight. It would have been interesting to see what would have happened had the Panther not come in, as I don't have the G-Suit upgrade, but other than that, this thing is maxed out, other than some ordnance and stuff. But basically now the rest of the game is me RTB, because I don't have any ammunition, or almost any ammunition, and then trying to find the last T4s. I do put some shots into one, jam my cannons, but he never really does die. And then the other one kills all of the scout planes, because T4 battleship, and that's what ends the game, so nothing really happens from here on out. So that'll be the end of the video, and I'll see you guys next time.